Hi everybody, this is Alchemist2 and I'm back again with another DVD review. Recently I watched Ruby Gloom, Happiest Girl in the World, and I really enjoyed it. The only thing I didn't care for were the two duplicate episodes, the duplicate episode and the duplicate minisode. The duplicate episode was Gloom or Rumor, which is on the very first DVD, which is called Welcome to Gloomsville. It's a great episode to introduce people to Ruby Gloom. And then the duplicate minisode is My Movie Hero, which features Doom. And I really like this particular DVD because we get to see Iris learning a moral lesson in this, and it's really quite good. There are quite a lot of morals and values that are implemented throughout the series. If you've seen it, I've equivocated it to My Little Pony gothic style. And Misery, I like her character because she could take the most gloomy situation and put a positive twist on it in her own morose kind of deadpan way. I don't know why, but she kind of reminds me of a female Ben Stein. I know that that kind of sounds really odd, but she does this, just the way that she speaks in that kind of monotone. And when she hurts herself, instead of, you know, really expressing, emoting that pain, she just says, ow. It's almost like it didn't really hurt her at all. And she has a puppet show in the minisodes, and it's really quite funny. It's different from the one where she does the bit with Marie Antoinette, but it's still really cute. She does it with Iris and Ruby, and you hear Ruby in the background say, "Where are my sheets?" And then you hear Misery say, "I just borrowed them," and then the curtains fall on their head. She says, "Ow." It's really cute. I like all the characters, and there is an episode where they do a crime scene. I think that's probably what inspired me to do my Kitchen Murders series, because before I really didn't have a lot of fodder to put into it, and I wasn't sure it was going to become a serial, but it did. And now I'm working on my third chapter. I'm not sure how many chapters I'm going to write, but so far I'm really enjoying it, and it's taken on a life of its own. There was a reference in that particular episode to South Park, and I thought that was very, very, very intriguing. I thought, I guess Canadians know about South Park too, but Poe makes this offhanded kind of tongue-in-cheek reference to a hand towel, which he claimed due to product infringement, and I thought, yeah. Although I've never watched, well, I have watched South Park, I'll tell you that. I'm just not really a fan. It's just like, I'm not a fan of Beavis and Butthead because it has the same kind of humor that Jackass does, and I really don't like humor that hurts other people, because that to me is sadism. That's not humor. That's people getting hurt, and Schadenfreude just never really appealed. Well, I do like certain kinds of Schadenfreude, but if it really hurts somebody else, laughing at somebody else's pain, it's really not. I mean, that's old-fashioned slapstick. Old-fashioned slapstick, nobody really got hurt. Vaudeville and that kind of stuff. But this is just your everyday common Canadian humor, and there. One of my favorite minisodes is when Poe is reciting a poem called Whilst, and I think that's the highlight of the DVD itself. I could play it for you, but I'm not going to, because I could get in trouble for that, so I'm not even going to go into that. Though if you do, just if nothing else, if you don't really care for anything very gothic, or even if you don't have a penchant for this kind of thing, and you don't really care for morbid humor, it's still a very amusing episode, because he rhymes quite well, and then when he wakes up, he can't remember the poem at all. It says something rhyming with Winnie, and it's very humorous. And Poe is a very kind of hoity-toity character, very sophisticated, just like Edgar and Alan are. They're all very sophisticated characters, and they are loftier than the others, though you think that Poe only thinks about himself, and there's an episode where he reveals a more gentle side to himself, a more poetic and tender side to himself, and he sings Under the Light of the Silvery Moon and reveals that he actually has a very good singing voice. And we actually find that out earlier when he does the parody of Gilbert and Sullivan's I Am the Very Model of a Modern Major General in a previous DVD. I forget which one it is, but I cracked up at that because I love Gilbert and Sullivan and I knew what it was referring to. But in that particular episode, at the end, when he's rowing her down the river in that umbrella, singing the song with his little mandolin, Ruby says, "I never knew that you had a softer side, Poe." And Poe said, "Well, if you mention it to anybody, I'll just deny it." And I thought that was really funny. And of course, Skullboy has this kind of amorous, almost amorous scene in the detective episode where he is himself the suspect and he's interrogating himself, and I really thought it was really quite fun and just an homage to noir, kind of film noir. They had that kind of, you know, classy, nostalgic black and white look to that, and I've always been a fan of true crime dramas and film noir. I'm not really sure what else to say about the actual episode other than I really enjoyed it, and I thought that all the episodes on this DVD were good. Just the only drawback was the fact that they had Gloom or Rumor on this one, as well as my movie hero, which I thought, why didn't you put something else on here that I haven't seen? Such a waste of money. Had I known that, I probably would not have purchased this, but being a fan of Ruby Gloom, I had to see it anyway. And despite the fact that they had those 2 repeat episodes on it, I did enjoy it. So that's basically all I have to say about Happiest Girl in the World. And if you're a fan of Ruby Gloom, then you'll definitely want to see it, and I'm pretty sure that you'll enjoy it just like I did.